So, RTI and TLI. Don't do it. I can't really speak on the company driver side because I wasn't a company driver. I was a lease purchase operator. And I worked for them for a little over a month, probably about 6 weeks or so, and literally did not get ahead. If anything, I lost. I didn't gain. Some of you might look at this one guy's YouTube, and I think he's kind of new to, trucking altogether. I'm not sure. I haven't spoke to him, but he doesn't really talk about the things that he should talk about. Like, they don't pay enough. They like to use the excuse about the fuel prices, but I have a trucking company, a hotshot company, and with the fuel prices, so that the company's not losing out and the driver isn't losing out, you raise your rates, which I can guarantee you RTI and the other company, TLI or LTI or whatever, I didn't drive for them, but I can guarantee you they raise their rates, but they don't reflect that on the drivers. They're paying you $1.22 a mile. You're supposed to get this fuel charge. One of the guys that was driving there that I spoke to, he was in the orientation class with me. He wasn't he wasn't even getting the fuel charge, the fuel surcharge. So, my advice to anyone is don't go there. I mean, they charge you a highway use tax, and they don't even know what that is. One guy said that he was talking to them about the highway use tax, and he's like, I don't even have a HUT sticker on my truck. And they're like, that's not what highway use tax stands for. So let me tell you, I'm from New York, and I know New York is the only state that has the highway use tax. The only state. All the other states use IFTA. New York also uses IFTA, but they also have HUT, which stands for highway use tax. So when he told me that they said that to him, I was like, bro, what did they think what do they think HUT stands for? And he's like, I don't know, but they said that that's not what it stands for. And it does. There's the UCR, which is the Unified Carrier Registration. That's something that's different too as well. As a business owner, that's something that, I had to sign up for with trucking. But that's not HUT. That's not highway use tax. It's not the same. But they charge you $11 a week for that. And I can tell you right now that New York doesn't charge you for that unless you're using their roads. So they're getting ahead on you with that one. Getting over on you. Not getting ahead. They're getting over on you. Like, I'm looking at some of my settlement sheets here, and you'll make $5,000 a week. This one was just under 3,000, and after all these expenses that some of them make no sense, then you bring home $500-600 a week. I got chains. They took $400 all at once when I got chains. And then these past two settlements, then they started taking $100, and then the next one after that, another $100. So you're only supposed to pay $100 per set, and I had 4, so that's $400, which they already took all at once. And then they started taking another 100 and another 100. I didn't even bother saying anything because I knew I was leaving. I just don't care. So my final settlement is in the negative. A couple of guys that I was in orientation with, they were in the negative in their second week because RTI just doesn't have the runs. They don't have it, you know. And why don't they have the runs? Because they don't have drivers. Why don't they have drivers? Because they don't pay. The people there, I'll say the people there are decent people. Like, you talk to your DMs and whatever else, and they're decent people, and they're just doing their job. They're just a company worker. So I never really got too upset with them, even though they probably, they know that the company's scamming people with the lease purchase anyways. They gotta know by now. I mean, they've been losing lease purchase operators left and right. When I took the Uber or Lyft or whatever it was up to the hotel before I went to the airport, he said that he was picking up at least twice a week from the yard that I was picked up from, people that are leaving and quitting. And that's not just lease drivers, it's company drivers too. So the company is not going to keep you happy. Don't go there, especially if you're going to be a lease purchase operator. I mean, if you're going to do company driver, again, I don't know the full whatever. I mean, I've spoken to a couple of company drivers and they weren't happy either. So what's it boiled down to? Your chances are you're not going to be happy. If you don't live in that area, because the cost of living is a little less over there, I believe. I don't know. I don't, not for sure, but I'm pretty sure it is, because I mean, they send you out into like the plains a lot, you're out in like the middle of nowhere. So it's not that expensive. I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's, I live in Massachusetts and New York area, so it's expensive over here. And 500-600 bucks a week, 700 bucks a week is just never gonna cut it. Never. I live on my own. I don't have a wife or girlfriend or whatever to fall back on. Like, hey, I'm broke right now this week. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I mean, there's, man, some of the guys I would talk to, they're having issues with their home situation because they can't help provide for their family. You're gonna be fucked up. Straight up. That's just the truth. You're not gonna be happy there. You're not gonna be happy there. And then they're like, well, we can, give you a pay advance or something like that. And if you do that, it's gonna put you in the negative. You're just gonna keep going down. Like their whole setup is just wrong. Like they're gonna have you so hurting. Like it's just you're like their setup is like early to mid 2000s. Like back when the other companies were doing it. Like they didn't change it at all. They're still doing it that same way. That's how this company was doing it. Like you're just hurting. You're not making any money. You see like this settlement sheet and you're just like, how did I make this much, but I'm only netting this much? It's crazy. And you don't see a rate conf sheet. They don't show you that, which I'm pretty sure you're supposed to receive that as a lease purchase, so you know what the company's skimming off the top before they pay you. So you don't actually know. And I think it was 20%. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. And then they take this variable mileage thing from you, which I was in a brand spanking new truck. It's covered bumper to bumper for up to, I think it's 100,000 miles is like what the warranty is. But they were still taking from me 10 cents per mile. So 200 to 300 bucks a week I'm losing. And I said to them, why are you taking this? And they're like, well, you signed the contract and that's just part of the contract, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, well, you should revise that contract because you shouldn't be taking anything from me. Not for maintenance. That's what they called it, the variable mileage fees for like maintenance. And I'm like, the truck is covered bumper to bumper for at least 100,000 miles at the very least. You shouldn't be taking a dime until after that year. Maybe a couple months before the end of the year you start. That way it starts building up. And I'm like, you're not going to go to a dealership and buy a brand new car. And they're like, All right, it's like something happens, you bring the car in, and they're like, all right, so you put, 4,000 miles on this thing since you've had it. So we're going to have to charge you a percentage towards that mileage. Like, what are you talking about? The thing's covered. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm like? The company, and there's a bunch of little things in here like this. Like you get a $3,000 sign-on bonus, but you're never going to see it because it's supposed to be $250 a week or something like that. You get paid until you get that, or but they take that and put it into this thing that they call an escrow, which in my personal opinion is just for them to um, pay for the when you turn the truck back in. That's the way I see it. So I mean, there's just so many different things, man. I told them not to send me any place that chaining up was going to be a thing, but not even a week after I told them that, they sent me out to Utah, where chain laws are in effect. Like, it's just it was frustrating. I mean, I'm home now, so I'm so much happier to not be stuck in that situation. I mean, I wouldn't be stuck there regardless because I just know better. I feel really bad for new drivers that really don't know and understand trucking whatsoever. They're just kind of getting into it. They've only been doing it for a couple of years, so they don't really understand it. I feel bad for those guys and girls because they think they know something, but you don't know. you know, After running a business, a trucking business, it's hot shots, but it's the same exact shit. I pay the same insurances and, all the fees, whatever. It's all the same because, we're not the little hot shots that are 26,000 and under. We're 32,000 or more. So all the same rules apply. You have to have a Class A license to operate any of my setups. So it's all the same. And I mean, it's just crazy. And my insurances are probably even higher, honestly, because it's all cars. We haul cars. To haul cars, you got to have a pretty, your insurance is, it's up there. But, so I got a pretty damn good idea after doing this for 3 years now, being an owner operator / business owner, of how this goes and how the rates fluctuate, how to manage that, and so on. This company is just terrible. They don't know what they're doing. When you ask them questions, they don't even know what it is. When I asked them about the variable mileage fee, 3 different people didn't even know what that was for. The people in payroll didn't even know what that was for. And I said, why are you putting it on there if you don't even know what it is? Like, this is your warning. That's all. Don't go. Not that company. Not RTI or LTI or TLI or whatever the hell it is. You are very, very much so going to be unhappy. If you live in that area, then you'll probably be excited to make $500, $600, $700 a week. I mean, I don't know who's excited to make that anymore, but after all expenses, you're going to be like, yay, $500, $600 a week. This is great. No, it's not great, bro. Not in trucking, not leasing. As a lease purchase operator, if you're not making on a bad week $1,500 after expenses, you're with the wrong company. That company is the wrong company. So it's up to you if you want to go there, but my recommendation, it's a waste of time. The company's going to make some money off of you, and you're not going to make shit. You won't even be able to, you're going to have trouble paying your regular bills, your rent, electric, car insurance, car payment, whatever it is. This is one of those companies that want you to literally be chained to the truck. There's a guy that's there now that completely went through the whole lease purchase, lost his wife. I'm not sure if he had kids, but I know that he lost his wife, he lost his home, he lost his vehicle. He doesn't have anything. He lives in that fucking truck. That's all he has. I mean, now that he's an owner operator, whatever, contractor, he's making good money now. He can see the rate cons and everything, but during the whole lease, he lost it all. He lost everything. I'm not willing to do that. I mean, I'm already divorced before this even happened, so I don't have to worry about stuff like that. But I at least want to be able to pay my bills. These bills right here at home that I got, that I wasn't making enough to be able to pay regular bills. I hope help somebody out with this information. Y'all have a good one.